In today's video, we are going to explore this wonderful new acrylic paint, and you will not believe how versatile it is. The amazing volume it provides left me shocked, and I know with this type of product, my DIY best-selling craftware items are going to be more beautiful and more unique than ever before. So sit back and relax and let me show you what I'm talking about. That is paint. That is the thickest paint I've ever seen in my life. I mean, look at this. If you've never heard of Gaffrey Art Material, go check them out. They have dimensional acrylic paint. And by the way, yes, I will be testing to see if we could also use this for acrylic pouring, just so you know. But this is dimensional, heavy texture paint. You could literally pipe it like flowers on a, like what you would do on a cake. You could pipe this onto a canvas or a board or anything that you want to create dimensional designs. But don't get me wrong, it's not only for piping. There's many uses for that. And in this video today, I'm going to show you 3 things you could do. So again, I want to reiterate, this is a multi-use paint. It's not just for what I'm about to do here. I'll show you 2 other examples of how you can use this paint. But first, I wanted to show you this cool idea I had. So this is a Russian piping tip in a piping bag that I put inside of a cup just to help me with filling the bag. And I'm going to put some of this blush color in that bag. Look at that texture. I was really impressed with just how thick this paint is. The funny thing is, though, is it's really fluffy and light. It's not hard to push out of the bag. You know, I have problems with my hands and squeezing things like this, and it came right out for me. And you can use it right out of the bag. Let's say you wanted to just pipe some thin lines onto a canvas. You just nip the tip of that bag a little bit and you can leave it right in there. But when you're done using it, you're going to want to put it in something like a Ziploc so the paint doesn't dry out, right? Anyway, so I wanted to show you these little flowers that I'm piping to put onto a different project. Again, you can pipe this stuff right onto a canvas, you know, a mug, something like a vase. I do have some examples coming up, but I want to let you know I am not a professional with this piping tip. So don't mind all of those wonky looking flowers I'm making. I'm not good with this, but I wanted to try and look at this tip. I replaced the tip with a different type. This is a little rosebud tip. And it makes the perfect little rosebud for you. How cute is that? So one of the things I like to do, I go to a lot of craft fairs and I sell, you know, paintings, all different kinds of things, keychains, you name it, I try to create it. I thought, you know, the one thing that helps when you're at a craft fair to sell your products is to make unique things that other people are not making. So the idea here I had was to make some flowers out of this paint. And you can see here I changed the tip again and let them dry, peel them up off of the wax paper that I'm piping them onto. And then, you know, they're basically 3D embellishments. They came out so cute. I can't wait for you to see these finished. But anyway, yeah, I like to make, you know, unique things so that I stand out to the people that are going through the craft fairs. Anybody can make a set of coasters, just a random set of acrylic pour coasters or, you know, a painting. It's when you get really creative that you end up doing really well at these shows. So I'm just piping a few of these roses here. And then once I'm done with them, I'm going to show you what I'm going to put in the center of them. Now, I'm sure there's a way to handle this piping tip to where the flower is closed in the center. I didn't know how to. Again, I've never used piping tips really other than to put soap frosting on top of my homemade soaps that I make. So it's a challenge for me. That one there came out pretty awesome. But yeah, the other ones had a hole in the center. So I said, hey, let me throw a pearl in there. And it just took it to the next level. Look at how cute that is. Now I can see taking these flowers once they're dried and putting them on a canvas in an arrangement, jewelry boxes, what have you. This paint dries awful glossy as well. So no need to worry about it shimmering or anything like that because it's got a lot of shine to it. So here we are. This is what they look like. I think they are absolutely adorable. This paint comes in all different colors, and the way I found out about it is one of my good friends, Miss Amy, sent it to me. She wanted to see me use it, so I'm using it. And I had a blast. I had an absolute blast. And the drying time is super quick. You would think thick paint like this would take weeks to dry. 24 hours, it was completely dry, and I was able to peel them right off of the wax paper. Now, of course, that drying time will depend on the depth of the paint, but yeah, it dried really fast. And these flowers have a lot of height to them. They're about 2 inches, 2.5 inches tall. So, there's a good amount of paint there, and it dried really quick. So now I just took some of these nail gems that they sell at Hobby Lobby where the rhinestones are. I love them because they sparkle so much, and I just kind of dusted it over the little roses and the rosebuds, and they were really, really cute. Here they are. I was able to peel them right off the wax paper, no issue. And now you may be saying to yourself, what do I do with these things? Well, let me show you. So at the Dollar Tree, they sell these beautiful trays. And how about we take these and decorate one of these trays to add to your home decor or to add to your inventory to sell at craft fairs. That's what I'll be doing with mine today in this video, but let me give you a few other ideas as well. What about adding them on top of these Dollar Tree mini mirrors? That would make a cute little embellishment on your table. You could also get the 2-pack of foam circles from Dollar Tree. Spray paint or paint them the color that you like, not spray paint. Spray paint usually eats foam. Paint with acrylic paint, whatever color that you want it to be, and then take this and glue it on top. Sort of like that. And, add a little bling around the edge, make it look all fancy, fancy. What about gluing a collage of them onto a cheap jewelry box, a cheap wooden jewelry box that you can get for $5 at Hobby Lobby? And, design the box and just have them as nice embellishments. What about a custom vase? Look how cute that looks. Now, I admit, I'm not a pink girl, but that looks very cute. Just use your imagination. I know you'll come up with something fantastic. So I'm just kind of adding on some of these flowers just to demonstrate for you, how you can kind of utilize something like this on a tray. So how cute would something like this look with a pretty pink candle lit in the center? I think it's a great candle holder. Or even in the bathroom with some perfume bottles on your dresser. I mean, I could come up with a ton of ideas for something like this. I just think it's a really cool idea. You can use your canvas to make a 3D painting. You don't have to pipe them onto wax paper. Just, if you want to try it out and have some fun with it. Get a little creative, okay? So this is just another way that you can use this paint, like with a palette knife and doing an abstract painting. So I started off using the actual heavy body paint to prime this canvas, this wood canvas. And I said, why am I wasting my good paint here on priming? So I switched over to just regular white acrylic paint. But anyway, Look at the texture of this. It's holds its shape so well. Like you could literally leave it on a canvas like this and it would dry like that. It's just crazy. But anyway, I'm going to take some of the blue and the turquoise and I'm going to just spread them out into a wave shape with the palette knife. I kind of speed through this a little bit because it's pretty self-explanatory and I don't think you need to sit through all of that. But yeah, I just put those two colors down, blended them into a wave, and then added some white in as well. And yeah, it's a really fun product. Now, I realize that you can do something like this with a texture paste or even spackling. But I really just wanted to try out the paint and see how it performed and the different things you could do. And coming up next, we're going to test it on acrylic pouring to see if it offers anything substantially different than, the rest of the acrylic paints. Sometimes you'll try out a new brand of acrylic paint when it comes to acrylic pouring, and you'll get this crazy reaction with cells that you've never seen before with the other brands that we typically use. So I did want to try that to see if it was anything, like that. But yeah, a quick acrylic pour will be coming up next. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. So while I zip through this, let me just remind you that the information for this paint and much more is located in the description of the video, along with links to products that I use, discount codes if I have any. Now, again, I am not a sponsor for this company. It was sent to me, so I do not have a discount for this paint, but there are discounts for other products down below. There's also a link to my Facebook group that you could join there. We share a lot of fun things in there, all our art projects, and you can make some friends that like to do the same things that you like to do for as far as, creating and hobbies. And it's a really great place. So make sure you click on that link and join. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you are not already. And be sure to click that notification bell. Next week, I have an amazing, very simple DIY coming up, and you're not going to want to miss that. It's going to be using very inexpensive items from the Dollar Tree, and I think it's going to be a great item to add to our craft fair toolboxes. So, yeah, make sure you come back next week, Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Plus, that week, that video, I will be announcing the winner for the giveaway. So that's an Amazon gift card, $100 that I'm giving away again this month. And maybe you'll be the lucky winner. If you have not entered for that yet, you can go back to the video before this one and just leave a comment in the description of that video. And then you will be entered. So here I just added a little bit of white to the wave and just kind of blending things together. Again, this was just a really quick thing just to experiment and see how fast this dried, because let me tell you, I put a lot of thickness on that canvas. So let me show you something here with this paint. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. See how it looks wet? See that on the edge there? How it looks wet? It actually dries like that with shine, as if I put gloss over it. That is really cool. And by the way, it is now, let's see, 18 hours later, and it's dry. It's all dry. I mean, I don't know if you could see how deep that really is, but it's just amazing. So I'm going to finish this painting off because it's not done yet. So I wanted a little more white, foamy, frothy water in the center of that swirl there. So I just added a little more white and kind of pushed it down on top. I was really impressed that this dried so quick. Some of those ripples in the water are like 4 inches high. You can't see it on the camera, but they are incredibly high. I couldn't believe 18 hours later it was all dry. So that's a big plus for me, especially when I want to pipe out some of those flowers and make something out of them. It really speeds up my process not having to wait like that. So when I'm trying to make multiple jewelry boxes or whatever I'm going to be selling at the craft fair, that's a big plus not having to wait like that. So that was a big, big pro for me. So here's my very simple abstract wave hanging on my wall. And now what we're going to do is we are going to try this paint out really quick for acrylic pouring. Nothing fancy, just a couple of colors. I'm going to pour it onto canvas, see if I get any type of lacing and cells out of the white specifically, because that's usually what creates a lot of cells and lacing in an acrylic pour. And we'll see whether this paint is a stud or a dud. So here we go. I took some of the red color and put some Floetrol into the cup. And I just thinned it down like you would do with any other acrylic paint. Mixing it was fine. Adding the Floetrol was fine. There was no separation or anything like that, because obviously this paint is made differently than a typical medium body acrylic paint. So I'm not sure how they do it. But yeah, I just wanted to test to see if anything crazy happened. So I thinned down some white and some red with the American Floetrol and some water to the typical acrylic pouring consistency. And I put a little white base coat on the canvas, did a simple little flip cup, and wanted to see what would happen. So I lift up the cup, I spread out the paint a little bit there, and I can instantly tell it wasn't going to be anything special as far as lacing. Yes, I got a little bit of lacing. Yes, the paint will work for acrylic pouring. And the pro about that is if you want to buy one paint and use it for multiple things, you can do so. So, if you're just beginning and you like texture art and you like abstract palette knife paintings and you like acrylic pouring and you like making 3D paintings, this paint will work for all of that. You don't have to use separate paints for each. But if you're looking for some kind of reaction in the paints, I felt this one fell flat. I took a little napkin and I put a little bit of the white paint on the tip of the napkin and swiped it over the puddle of paint, thinking maybe I'll get a little more reaction if I put some paint on top of the red and swipe it. But after 6 years of doing this, I know that it's not going to really do anything spectacular. So if you want to use it for acrylic pouring, I would use something like an Amsterdam brand white paint, or Artist Loft, whatever other brands that you typically use, almost as a cell activator, and use it for that. But yeah, nothing fantastic as you see. It really doesn't do anything. But I will tell you, it dried fine. It dried very fast, and it can work if you don't want any cells or lacing. So anyway, I want to thank you for watching me today. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn the notifications on. And make sure the notification bell has the word all checked off, not personalized, because it will not tell you all the videos that I release. It will just tell you some of them, and you don't want to miss out. If you ask me what my favorite thing about this paint is going to be, it's going to be something like this. Making fantastic 3D flowers either on a canvas or on home decor. That's it for now, my friends. I love you all. Thank you so very much for watching, and happy pouring.